Hi, I'm Razcast, and you are now watching Unique Access. And the myth that I wanted to talk about was the myth that rap was actually real. Yeah, rap predates me and my birth, but when I got into rap, probably would have been about 86. Well, it's kind of on the late freight a little bit. Um, but then it was kind of like a wave, and I heard all this amazing music, and I had to kind of backtrack. Um, you know, I think I was hearing EPMD, um, and then kind of backtracking into Houdini and Run DMC. It was around, but I hadn't processed it and actually paid that much attention. I was just kind of in whatever planet I was in LA. So I was just being myself. But I really fell in love with it. Obviously I was hearing NWA and Too Short and for the most part, I guess it was an unimplied or unwritten rule that you were supposed to be real, that you said these things because you did them and you lived them. It's kind of like the OC thing. My album will, things that I did, saw, or heard about, or heard or firsthand, never word of mouth, whatever. Like, this was real. Like, that was part of the contract. Was like, you get to rap because you really did that. You really were a gang member. You really sold dope. You really were, a killer in the streets. Whatever your story was. And I think for me, as I got into this business, it definitely, I saw behind the eyes and the smoke and mirrors, and it's gradually gotten worse. I think there's even less of a prerequisite to be anything that you said you were, and that became a disappointment for me. I got very jaded in this business to realize, like, he is nowhere close to a gang member. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's, a liar. You know what I'm saying? Or this dude's a stripper. Or this dude's, he's the police. You know what I'm saying? For me, it ruined. It's not that I was stupid enough to ever believe in Santa Claus because I'm black. So white guys don't come down chimneys and give the little black kids anything. Plus, I had a chimney in my house, but most of the homies didn't have a chimney, so I knew that wasn't working. So, it crumbled a whole foundation, just to imagine going through something for, about 10 years of your life and truly believe in it and actually apply it to your life and for it to be fundamentally untrue was really devastating for me. I could give a few examples, but I feel like I will start burning bridges and making enemies, so I'm not. But I've already kind of alluded to some people, some things, and some situations. I mean, one of the bigger ones is, just honestly, as a fan, to like a rapper and find out, to believe in an artist and find out he doesn't write his rhymes. Even with producers, to find out, like, you get in there and it's like, this dude, he has a team. He's not in there like beasting this out. He's not in there like having these great epiphanies. And I could have that team and do the same thing he did, and that's kind of a disappointment. And that goes into all, no disrespect to these people. I always say, like, I have a big disappointment in the Kanyes and the Drakes, the Lil Waynes, because give credit where it's due. Gangstar said that. Guru said that. Get a credit where it is due. Get a credit where the credit is due. Say, I got a great team and I write these great records, but don't say you the spitter, bro. Because if you don't write, you're not a spitter. You're, and people always say, well, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre and Puffy, they didn't write raps. And I was like, yeah, but Puffy said, don't ask me if I write rhymes. I write checks. He's like, dude, I'm not a rapper. I'm entertainment. I'm getting over. Dr. Dre never said, best bars ever, I hit the best bars. No, he did not, bro. So it's like apples and oranges, and people start doing these false equivalents about, writing raps and not writing raps. And even that goes into production too. But specifically for me as an artist, as a writer who, you know, I don't sell 1 million records for my craft yet. But I still consider it, you know, a craft, an art form, and I write my raps. Whether you buy 1 million of them or not, I take pride and appreciation that I'm able to convey a thought from here and put it there, and you can catch it here. And I do that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's influenced by, somebody might say something really cool, and I may add that. You know, there's been times I've actually done that in a rhyme and credited the person who said it, like Hex said blah, 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 or whatever. But just to blatantly go out and have, you know, you and your homie, and he's writing half of your rap, and then you come out and say, I'm the hottest dude, I spit the hottest bars, I'm the best rapper. It's just insulting to the people that sit there and work every day. So if you're McDonald's, when I go to McDonald's, I don't expect to see Ronald there. You know what I'm saying? Like on the fries, you know, making my soda and taking my money. I understand that he's a brand. It's a figurehead, a puppet. So if you're a puppet rapper, just be a puppet rapper. But don't insult the hard work that we have to do by claiming that you do the same thing. And for me, you know, that once again, it's just, you know, those are some of the criteria that I think were initially already eroded in rap, but they really eroded in the past 10 years. I met a few of my, you know, people I looked up to, and either they were total dicks, like totally fucking insecure weirdos. You could be a gangster and a gentleman, but a lot of them were like pussy, like talked a lot of shit, but then, you know, on these records, but then got behind closed doors and got scared as fuck. Like, oh, we can't go over there. It's like, it's gonna be gangsters. Like, well, why you talk the gangster shit, bro? Like, you know, like, it was that. Those, you know, I wouldn't mention specifically. Yeah, but there were just those episodes where it was like, dude, you scared to death, so why do you talk this tough guy shit? Like, that's not my claim to fame. And meanwhile, people were trying to like make this narrative of hip hop on the West Coast, especially like, oh, you guys, you know, it's gangster rap, and y'all like the hip hop, the weird little kids, and meanwhile, like the gangster dudes, a lot of them, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them were total cowards, man. Like, you hang with the bodyguard, man. You are with the police, and you saying all this tough shit, and then little kids out here in the streets are out here actually emulating the shit you put on video in a closed set, you know, and you know, you're getting your makeup on, and then they out here getting murked out in the streets, and you talking, you know, and there's no accountability. That key word again. It was just disappointing. You know, I'd like to see, of course, growth. I want to see the born again gangster that says, I've been there, I've seen that, and you know, like Scarface. You know, like I feel like I hear a Scarface record and I hear the conviction. You know, I hear the conflict. You know, he's conflicted sometimes in his music. I've never seen a man cry until I've seen a man die. You meet him, you do his background research, and you understand the kind of person he is. And so, for me, just somebody that glorifies it, you know, I don't expect, you know, everybody always says this, you know, I don't expect the Terminator, you know, or, you know, Schwarzenegger to peel his face off and be a robot. I don't. But that's a different, you know, but I do expect LeBron to go out and dribble the basketball. I mean, like, if LeBron came out and a little nigga hopped out from his backpack and did all the dunking, then I'd buy the little nigga shoe. I don't want to hear this other nigga, like the fantasy guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, and if you were, you know, honestly, I just feel this way. Like, if you didn't pop those guns like that, why you make so many songs about popping the guns and how many people you killed? If you trapping, you really wouldn't be a rapper. So why do you keep promoting that shit? And you didn't sell shit. And half of them do more drugs than they actually have ever sold. So you're an addict. You're not a fucking dope dealer. And so for me, it's disappointing because they're leading people into ruin. And corporate America enjoys that. I think they enjoy I call it ghetto porn. And a lot of them sponsor ghetto pornography where nigger in the hood. It's nigger music. It's coony, corny, monkey music, and it's, the gatekeepers have promoted it, and completely fucked off the heads of the youth. And there's a few that get rich selling morality to my people and to the world at large, and I'm disgusted by it, to be perfectly honest.